What's up guys, CTOS here, and today I'm going to be talking about CTOS Mobile App. I'll have a link in the description if you want to download that app for your various devices. I've had a lot of fun with this app playing against people, so if you've been playing Watch Dogs, at some point you probably got a pop-up asking you to accept a mobile challenge. That doesn't necessarily mean someone is specifically challenging you, it's actually just the game kind of encouraging you to try out that game mode. But you race against trying to get some checkpoints, and you play against someone on their mobile phone or tablet device. So I actually had a lot of fun, and I'm going to talk today about going through the skill tree. I'm going to share kind of like what I've done. I've got to level 25 in this game so far, as you can see on screen. Also, a quick apology, I'm playing this on a mobile phone, and the mobile phone does not let me rotate, so you know, for all of these videos, they're just going to be this really weird kind of like, you know, narrow thing on the screen. Nothing I can do about that, but the content's going to be great, so I hope you guys will stick with it. So anyway, as I said, you can see on here on screen that I am a level 25. So I've played many matches of this and had a lot of fun. I've won almost every single match that I've played. I've had a great time with it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about some skills. I did a skills video in the actual Watch Dogs game skills tree, so now I'm going to do a skills tree in this. So some things I want to go over is, first thing I recommend you upgrade is the CTOS powers. Oh, and you can see if you look carefully on screen here, it says copy to clipboard. Oops. But what you see is that this will allow you to unlock, the first one is going to be a fourth vehicle, then you're going to unlock the steam pipe, and then a fifth vehicle, and then you're going to unlock finally the boiling point, which will increase the speed of the helicopter's heat point collection. Honestly, I think that these are probably your most important 4 skills. They were the first 4 that I unlocked. The steam pipe, you know how effective that is playing Watch Dogs. It's just as effective if you get some steam pipe hits on players in this game. And the steam pipe works more like a proximity, almost like a bomb. So you can arm that if you think that the target is going to be heading that direction, and you don't have to worry about timing it just right like you do with traffic lights or something, because with the steam pipe it'll actually detonate when the target player like drives near it. So I think it's probably the best upgrade in the game. So this is going to be a lot of points. It's going to cost you 1 for the first 4th dispatch. It's going to cost you 2 for the steam pipe. It's going to cost you 3 to get the 5th dispatch, and then it's going to cost you 4 for the boiling point. But especially with that boiling point, you're going to be able to get points faster, which is going to let you use more unlocks. And I definitely recommend that that's something that you invest some serious time into, because it's really going to help with your gameplay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is getting some of your new vehicles. So you start with the initially with the patrol car and the interceptor. If you look on my screen, I've barely upgraded any of them. I've only put 1 upgrade into the interceptor because it's better driving. I haven't put anything into the patrol car because you usually start off a match with, you know, a few points anyway. So I would always just drop an interceptor right away, and then I would constantly be dropping the interceptor, which they will announce as a high speed you know, pursuing vehicle. So drop those interceptors and then spend the points to unlock the SUV and the SWAT SUV. Those are great resources and great vehicles that will really help your game, and especially if you get that 4th and 5th upgrade, you will be able to you know, have interceptors, the SUVs, and the SWAT SUVs. Now, you can see on this next screen that I have not got the reduced heat points for the SUV or the SWAT SUV. That's definitely something that I wanted to invest some points in, and I definitely think it's worth investing some points in, but the thing that I wanted to get was the better driver for any cars that had it available. So I didn't get it for the patrol car yet, because, you know, again, I don't use patrol cars very often. That'll probably be the last thing I upgrade, but the better driver is going to be great. That's going to make these cars are going to do U-turns faster. If the target is trying to use CTOS devices to destroy these cars, they're going to evade those better, those traps. Also, if, you know, sometimes what happens is the player will get out of his vehicle if it's damaged. Well, what will happen is your cops will get out of their vehicle too and get on foot and start chasing them, and with the better driver they'll get back in the car a little bit quicker. So if you're you know, the target jumps on a bike or something and takes off. Also, I invested some points on the SUV into the ramming speed, because the ramming ability, because that will knock them off course a little bit, and I know how frustrating it is when I'm being rammed by cars in the Watch Dogs game, so I wanted to invest in that early on as well. So overall, I had a lot of fun with this. I think it's a great way to play against people from your mobile phone. It was really entertaining. But you definitely want to invest some of these points early on. I want to talk about one thing that I recommend you do not invest points in real quick before this video ends. And I made the mistake of investing a lot of points into this, and honestly it was just a terrible mistake. And that's the helicopter. You see this fourth row. The only thing I recommend getting, at least early on, out of the helicopter tree is the increased Wi-Fi radius. That's going to let you better, if you're better at predicting where people are going to go, that's going to let you arm those traps earlier. I really like that particular. If you think someone's going for somewhere you can raise a bridge, that's one of my favorite things to do. That just gets them like, okay, you can't go that way anymore. So I love the Wi-Fi radius, but really everything else, I have never used the autopilot. It's really not that hard just to keep your, moving your thumb over to keep on target. So I've never used the autopilot. I have used the precision shot, but it costs 12 points, and so there's very rarely a time that I have 12 points sitting around that I have already dispatched all of my vehicles, and that I don't have anything to arm. So honestly, I think that most of the helicopter, it was a waste, and if I could undo my skill points, I would have much rather undone those and picked up the reduced heat point cost for the SWAT SUV and the SUV. Before spending any more points on the helicopter, because I thought those things were going to be really cool, but I found out that they just weren't as exciting as I thought. So there you guys have it. Be sure to check out my other video. You can click on the screen for the Watchdog skill tree actually in the actual game, and that can have some information how to get your driving efficiency up if you want to beat people playing against the mobile from the other end. But overall, I had a great time playing, so thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll have more Watchdogs coming out for today, so be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on everything.